Hi everyone. Today I am going to be crocheting and I'm going to be making a snuggler, but I am also going to be talking about some crochet hot takes. So I wanted to just go over some of the popular ones and see what your guys' opinions were on it and how you guys thought about that as well. I'm just gonna get situated here and we'll go from there. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna pull up the pattern. Today I'm gonna be using, their name is just a mom underscore crochet, and I'm going to be using her Andy the astronaut. So I'm gonna be using that one. So let's go ahead and see. All right, welcome, welcome. So if you guys hear the rain, I'm sorry, it is raining outside, so you might hear it outside, but hopefully it's not too bad. I think the worst was earlier this morning. It was raining pretty heavy, but now it's not as bad as it was. All right, so for this pattern, it calls for a 5.5, but I think, or sorry, a 4.5, but I think I'm gonna use my 6.5mm hook. 6.5, and of course I'm also going to use my stitch marker I got from Tori, the whimsical goblin. She is over on Instagram. She has a YouTube channel. She's super awesome. I would highly recommend checking her out. And let's see. All right. Perfect. So I'm gonna start off with the light gray. And I think this one I'm gonna try to make 2 and then go from there and see how that is. Let's see. All right. So I hope everybody's having a good day. How are you guys doing? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start on this one, and then, so the first hot take that I have is snugglers should be stuffed. I prefer a stuffed snuggler, so a little lovey. There's a lot of little loveys and they're so adorable, and I love how they look when other people make them, even if they're not stuffed. However, for me personally, when I make a lovey, I always stuff it very lightly, but I do stuff it just because I feel like it gives it a more completed look for my end. And I just prefer that look. But I don't know about you guys. What do you guys do? You guys stuff your snugglers, or do you guys leave them as is? 5, and I would love to know 6, 7, and 8. So for example, I have this little kitty that I made, and I stuffed him, or her. I stuffed this little guy. Hi! So I don't know what you guys do. I like a little stuffed snuggler, but I mean, to each their own. Everybody likes everything completely different. I'm just sharing my opinions on these hot takes. It's not to get anybody, it's not to get in trouble, but I like a stuffed snuggler. That's just my opinion. 6, 7, 8, perfect. Okay. So yeah, so that is my hot take on that. I was talking to some of my crochet friends and they were discussing, and it's pretty mixed opinion. Some people really like the stuffed and some people don't stuff at all, and I still think they're equally as cute. a lot of these snugglers. The patterns are absolutely adorable. Hi, Elizabeth. So, so that is my opinion on snugglers. And then number two that I had, all of these hot takes I've gotten like whether I'm talking to friends or I'm on like Reddit. There's a lot of like different hot takes that Reddit has, and other YouTubers, other people. You haven't tried Hydrogena? Good morning. Look, I'm still using my Amy sticks. I love them so much. Thank you. So I made a dragon snuggler, and I did not stuff that one, and I kind of regret it because I do really, really love a stuffed snuggler. But all of my other ones I've been stuffing, and they turn out cute. I love it. All right, so hot take number two. You don't have to monetize your hobby. So crocheting, I've seen this one go around a lot. I guess a lot of people get into crocheting and then they feel like they have to sell it or they have to monetize their socials and stuff like that. I completely understand. I mean, I sell my stuff at markets, but you definitely don't have to feel that pressure. Some people truly enjoy crocheting and they enjoy just making things. That was me for a lot of years. I've been crocheting for almost 8 years now, and I just loved crocheting things for my kiddos and just for fun for myself. Um, but yeah, I can see where people feel the pressure. It took me almost 8 years to start selling. I just barely started selling my crocheted items last year in October, and I personally am so happy that I did just because I had a lot of stuff. I wanted to get rid of it. Good morning, Felicia. And I am super, super grateful that I did start to sell my items. However, I do see this hot take of not everybody has to sell or monetize their hobby. I completely understand that. Me, I love it. I wish I could quit this. Yeah, I completely understand that. I understand that I'm in such a privileged position that I'm able to stay at home with my kiddos and have the opportunity to be able to crochet all day, and I absolutely love it and feel blessed. But I completely understand, Georgina. I hope one day you do and you're able to get it full time. That would be amazing. That's nice. Um, so yeah, so I completely understand this hot take. All right, the next one. The next one is crochet clothing is ugly. And when I saw this one, I saw a lot of mixed reviews just because people were saying like knitted items are cuter or more functional and things like that. I can see that point because personally, as someone who does not knit, I've tried knitting in the past and it's just, for me, it's just a little too, it takes a lot longer than crocheting. Crocheting is a lot faster in my opinion, and knitting is just a really long process to get a project done. And for my ADHD brain, I don't find that satisfying, so I went towards crocheting. But I do see how they could see like knitted sweaters are a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, I guess, in a way. But personally, as someone who likes to make their own clothes, their own crochet wearables, I love a good crochet wearable. And when I see one out in like the wild, out in public, I absolutely love it. It's so amazing. And it's just a unique piece. And I think people, this might be another hot take, but I feel like people want to just fit in and wear what other people are wearing, but I find something so beautiful and just so aesthetically pleasing to me when somebody is wearing just such a unique piece. like a crocheted item, a hand crocheted item. I find it so beautiful. So I completely disagree with that hot take that crochet clothing is ugly. I don't agree with that at all. Um, I think it's absolutely beautiful. And then let's see, the next one. Crocheting is oversaturated. I think this one I saw, and I saw it geared more towards like vending, like at markets and things like that. Crochet items are oversaturated. I guess I could see that opinion. However, I mean, I guess they wear, possibly. I could see that opinion that crochet item is oversaturated. However, as someone who has personally started selling at markets and things like that, I do think that the coordinators are very good at only selecting certain just a certain number of vendors for that same item. So like only like for 3 to 4 max crocheters at one event, and then from there they each person is completely different at their technique on their technique on how they're crocheting, what exactly they're crocheting. So there might be like crochet wearables, plushies, tapestries, macrame, different fibers like that. And then also each plushie is completely different. So I don't think crocheting selling your crochet items is oversaturated. I don't think that that's the case, because a lot of the time people are just buying it for you because you are, or because of you, your personality, the way you're selling, things like that. And I believe that it's not oversaturated. I think if you really want to make it work, it'll work. You just have to be smart at the places that you go, because there are some organizers that are a little bit shadier and just want more money, so they'll book as much as they can without even realizing how many of the each category they have. So I have seen that as an issue, but that's where you have to be a little bit smarter of where you go and look into the organization a little bit more. um, but I do not agree that crocheting is overrated or oversaturated, sorry. Almost fell over there. That would have been embarrassing. All right, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, fifth hot take. So my fifth hot take, or not mine, but the ones that I've found online, is that online crochet communities suck. Yes and no. It depends on where you're going. So I am so lucky that I found a community that is super supportive, that it's community over competition, day in and day out, with these group of human beings that I absolutely love. And I can see where other communities kind of suck, but people in general kind of suck. So as long as you understand that, finding your right group of people, depending on who you are and what you like, that has a lot to do with it too. So I am so happy that I found a community over with Refined Vibes. If you want to check out her channel, and she has a Patreon and a Discord. Beautiful, amazing people. I absolutely love them all. They're so supportive, and it's just the definition of community over competition. They will support you in and out without asking for anything in return, and I absolutely love that. So yes, I can partially agree that online crochet communities suck, but honestly, I can agree that most online communities, whatever the topic is, are going to suck, because people in general kind of suck. So yeah, so that's that hot take. All right, the next one. Sorry, I have a fuzzy on my lip. So the next one is pattern gatekeeping. So let's say somebody makes a pattern or they make a design or a creation and they're not willing to share it, or they're not writing a pattern for it. I've seen people attack other artists just to get the pattern, or just not even attack, but just like every single time they're posting something, so where's the pattern, where's the pattern, where's the pattern? And I can see how that is very stressful for the fiber artist. I can see how that could be a little bit daunting, especially if they were just sharing something just to share that they made and not particularly even wrote a pattern for it. I can see where that can get a little bit daunting. So I completely understand that. And then, oops, sorry. See. And then that would kind of suck. So I completely understand that. But I don't think people do it maliciously, like, this is mine and I'm never going to share it. I don't think people do it maliciously, but I could see how if they don't want to share it and it's something special that they do at their markets, it's completely fine to keep that to themselves without it being a huge thing or having to be hassled for it. I completely understand that as well. Sorry, I'm just reading the... All right, so the next... Okay, so this one was my hot take, actually. So personally, I think selling tapestries sucks. I think it sucks. I don't see how people, like, compared to selling plushies, I don't see how you would make a profit selling tapestries. And this is just personally my opinion. I don't see how it's viable, just because I understand and know how much potential I can make with selling plushies with my inventory and everything. But selling tapestries, it has to be like the right market, and I don't see how selling tapestries would be worth it, because the amount of time that you put into a tapestry, the amount of materials and color changes and dedication that you have to put into each tapestry, I seriously don't see how people make a living or make it worth it to sell tapestries. Like I've said, I love tapestries. If I could do tapestries all day, I would rather do tapestries all day. I absolutely love tapestries. I love designing the tapestries. I love anything tapestry. I absolutely love it. However, I know viably I would not be able to make such a huge profit compared to my plushies on crochet tapestry alone. So I, hands down, to the people that are able to sell it and make a profit and make a livable wage off of them, because that is impressive. One, because these tapestries that I've seen online are amazing and I absolutely would love it. Thank you so much. But I don't see how, like, if I sold a piece that I made, a tapestry piece that I made, to have a reasonable profit for all of the time that I spent into it, for all of the materials, it would be somewhere around $200 to $250. Like, it is a wild if I really wanted to pay myself like my worth, you know? So I don't know how people, if anybody has tips on selling tapestry. I'm still gonna take mine because I got a beautiful grid wall from one of my friends. I got a grid wall and I'm gonna display them. I'm going to try my hardest, but selling tapestries suck. That is my hot take. All right, so next one. Ooh, I only have 3 more. So I wrote 10, so I only have 3 more. All right, so my next one is, not everyone deserves a handmade gift. You can check out my Instagram or my link down below. Thank you. So hot take number 8. not everyone deserves a homemade or a handmade gift. So I completely stand by this 100%. Not everybody deserves it, man. Not your family, not everyone deserves it, because not everybody really appreciates how much time and effort goes into a handmade gift, and it kind of sucks when they don't, because you spent all this time and you wanted to make something super special for them, and then they're just like, thank you, and they move on. I'm not even saying, like, personally, I'm not saying like I would want like them to be like, oh my god, have this outrageous amazing reaction, but I mean, it would be nice for just some reaction. So not everybody deserves a gift, okay guys? Don't go busting your balls and, sorry, don't go work your little hands off to the bone and then give it to somebody that doesn't deserve it. That would really suck, and I would not wish that on you guys. So not everybody, sorry, I'm getting some stuffing. Not everybody deserves a handmade gift, and I completely 100% agree with that. All right, next one. Ooh, next one. Granny squares suck. I hard disagree with this one. Granny squares do not suck. I love me a good granny square project. I love granny squares. And why do I have two strings? There we go. That was weird. All right, so I love granny squares. So in the beginning, I can say that when I first got back into crocheting, I did not want to do any granny squares, just because I wanted to focus on, like, I don't know, I guess I did share this opinion before, but once I got into the habit of making granny squares, trying it out, seeing what worked best for me, I love granny squares. I could make granny squares all day. I made and the granny stitch, I love a granny stitch blanket. This blanket I made during the fall with all of my scrap yarn and everything that I had left, and it turned out, here, I'll show it. It turned out so big, and it's just a huge granny square. It's just back and forth. And this one I keep on my day bed, but I absolutely love this one, and I love all the colors, but it's a granny stitch, and I love this one. So granny squares, I love. Granny stitch, I love. Thank you so much. Whoop. And yeah, so I hard disagree with granny squares suck, because I love me a good granny square. All right, number 10. This is the last and final one, and this one's a juicy one. All right, so I saw this one going around a lot. It was, I believe, maybe like a month or two ago. It was really, really big because of Naughty Bear Crochet, and then the Wildflower, I believe. She made a video on it as well. So it is that no sew plushie versus sew plushie. So the argument is that no sew is superior, or is for beginners, and that hi Dory, is for beginners, and that sewing projects are superior. I hard disagree. I think they're both equally amazing. I don't agree with that statement, because no sew has its place and sew projects have their place. Also, it does not mean that no sew is ugly, because this little guy, this is a no sew project. This is from BK Crochet, and personally I think it's super adorable, super cute. I don't think this little guy is ugly. Super cute, no sew. This one is a sew project. So I had to sew on the arms and the head and the what are they called? The ears. So this is a sew project. I still think it's super cute. However, I don't think that there is one that's superior than the other. I think they're equally cute. But no sew, I think, is marketed more towards people who don't like sewing. One, obviously. But also, I think it's geared towards market prep. Market prep, market prep, market prep. I love me a good market prep. No show. If you guys saw my last video, my little turtles. So I don't agree with this notion that showing items are superior rather than no show, because they each have their place and I think they're equally adorable, all of them. And who does not like a little loaf cat? Those loaf cats are adorable. But yeah, those are my 10 popular hot takes that I found. And I wasn't able to crochet too much, but I think that, I think that some are good and some are bad, and they equally all have their place in this beautiful world. So, just a quick rundown, really quick. I stuffed my snugglers, something that most people don't do. A lot of people do too, but I stuffed my snugglers. Don't feel pressure to monetize your hobby. Use it as a way to relax and enjoy your time and really enjoy making the process of making your item. You don't have to monetize it. I know I do, other people do, but you don't have to. Enjoy it. 3. Crochet clothing is ugly is absolutely not true. I love a unique piece. I absolutely love a unique piece. Yeah, he was typed. Jesus Christ. So, I don't think that crochet clothing is ugly. I absolutely love it. And, alright, number 4, crochet is oversaturated. Oversaturated? It is not. Crochet items, I want to see your items. Go make them. If you want to sell them, there is always space for you. Go out there and go sell it. Right? That's why I started. I've been crocheting for 8 years. And I was just getting overwhelmed with all of the plushies and everything that was in my house. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make some money off of this. And then, let's see, number 5, online crochet communities suck. No, they do not if you find the right one. I'm telling you, head over to Refine Vibes channel, her Patreon. Those are my people. I love them. Find a community that's community over competition. People that will support you no matter what, no questions asked. Find yourself a community, because it's not the crochet community that sucks, it's just an online community sucks. Like, people are gonna suck anywhere you go, so find the right one. And number 6, if I can count. Number 6 was pattern gatekeeping. If somebody doesn't want to share their pattern, just leave them alone. It's okay. They don't have to. I mean, it would be smart, because then they can charge for the pattern and then make money pattern selling. Because if I could write a good pattern, I would totally be selling patterns, but I suck at writing patterns. So if somebody does not want to share their pattern with me, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Number 7, selling tapestries suck. And I'm gonna stand by that one, because selling tapestries does suck. It sucks, because you're not gonna be able to make your money off of like the profit, the time, everything. But I love what I do for tapestries. I love it so much, and thank you so much. I do have a lot of yarn, but I have space. I have space up there. I have some holes over here. I've been using a lot. I'm working on it. And then, not everyone deserves a crochet gift or a handmade gift. Remember that. Not everybody deserves a handmade gift. Don't just make it. Spend all of your time. Save that for the special people that really deserve it. Number 9. Granny squares suck? No, they do not. I love me a good granny square. Yes, please remember that, Tori. Your time is worth it. Not everybody deserves it. Granny squares do not suck. Granny stitches do not suck. I love them all. They're amazing. All right, and then the last one is No Sew versus Sew plushies. I think they're both equally adorable and they both have their place in the community. I absolutely love both of them. And I think it just depends on what you prefer. If you like sewing, awesome. If you don't do it. It's cool. So those were my hot takes, discussing my hot takes. All I got done was the little astronaut head. So I'm gonna finish this guy later today, and I should have my video up tomorrow of me making all of my snugglers. I'll give you a little sneak, well, you guys already saw the little sneak peek. I made these two little guys, and I made so much more little friends for them. So I will hopefully have this video up tomorrow. So I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. I hope it's not too gloomy. It's gloomy here, but I hope you guys have an amazing day. And I love you guys all so much. So bye.